Swapping Brussels for beaches, a change of scenery, but the same old questions keep coming up. Like, can Europe really rely on the US for its defence? Poland's leader seems to be saying no. In an interview with the Financial Times, he questioned US loyalty to Europe in the event of a Russian attack. As media reports, citing an unnamed US defence official who'd seen an email from the Pentagon, said the US is considering suspending Spain's NATO membership because of its lack of support for the war in Iran.
We do not work based on emails. The position of the Spanish government is clear. Full cooperation with its allies, but always within the framework of international law.
But the Europeans are nervous. And that's why they've agreed to work out how to use Clause 42.7 in the EU constitution, which talks about mutual defence. Until now, only France has ever triggered it in 2015 following the Bataclan attacks, with EU states offering military and intelligence assistance. And what about the economic shock of the war in Iran? European leaders aren't impressed with the Commission's plan for tighter coordination on fuel supplies and targeted regulatory adjustments. Italy's leader Giorgia Meloni calling it a step forward but not enough. And as for the blockade...
And the Strait of Hormuz must immediately reopen without restrictions and without tolling, in full respect of international law.
But while he was saying that, at the same time in Washington...
We are not counting on Europe, but they need the Strait of Hormuz much more than we do, and might want to start doing less talking and having less fancy conferences in Europe and get in a boat.
Talks about the EU's 7-year budget and Ukrainian EU membership produced nothing. But leaders were able to celebrate a 20th sanctions package for Russia and a $105 billion loan for Ukraine, achieved without the veto from former Hungarian PM and Kremlin ally Viktor Orban.
Yesterday you could feel a huge relief among leaders because it was, for the first time in years, that there were no Russians in the room, if you know what I'm talking about.
One less veto threat might make it seem easier to get things done, but there's still the problem of getting 27 leaders to agree on anything. Paul Hawkins, TRT World.